Hey there folks, today's video will be a bit unusual, so let's get into it. What you're looking at is a map of the properties of a typical small Bulgarian village. All of those rectangular shapes are about 500 square meters each, which means about an eighth of an acre. One of them is my mother's personal garden and the place where she lives, which besides the garden includes also the house, a small garage, and two greenhouses. And that scale, everything is small in size and usually crammed together very tightly. Everything is planted very densely as well. And even though the buildings and the pathways take about 200 square meters, every corner of the remaining plot is crammed with plants, and you'll see that on your own in just a minute. From the satellite image, you can get a better sense of how densely everything is populated, and I write more about that topic in my Substack blog. I'll try to link in the description to a specific blog post about that, about how Bulgarian villages are structured. But you can see how many houses and gardens and some empty plots even are there on a tract of land which is about 40 acres, which on its own is the usual size of a single American home in the rural areas of the States. So in that tiny space of 500 square meters, or actually 300 if we subtract the buildings and pathways, my mother and her partner managed to cram about 25 fruit trees, plus they grow all the vegetables they need and all the herbs as well. So without any further delay, let's jump right into the garden tour. We begin on the outside where there is a big fig tree growing on the fence line, and going indoors you can see the grapevines on a trellis along with a small flower garden, bay leaf which regrows every year, flower garden, herb garden, also one of the plastic tunnels for growing vegetables. This is a sour cherry tree. This is another seedling tree, maybe sour cherry, one of the flower gardens of my mother. This is one of the new polytunnels which they erected for tomatoes and peppers. Those are some lettuces and another fig tree, a pear tree. This is a type of a blue plum, a damson of sorts, and another type of plum. This is the main vegetable growing space which is prepared for planting out the outdoors vegetables. It's another plum tree. Those are all on the fence line with the neighbors. This is a pomegranate tree which is just now budding out. Another plum tree, a mirabelle type of round plum. The last year planted garlic, 2 new rows of strawberries now in flower. The compost, another pear tree, more rabbit hutches now vacant, 1 cubic meter water holding storage, a peach tree, then a cherry tree growing upwards, and even next to the IBC tanks there is another new planted tree, probably a cherry, and this is a elder. This is the new raspberry plantation, a hazel bush which I started from seed many years ago, an apricot tree which was heavily pruned. This is a new generation of grapes which will be growing up and trellised, and another tree back there. The second hoop house which now houses the tomato and peppers and other seed starts for the vegetable gardening. A carrot tree, plum, a pear, two hazels, another new very early cherry grapevines along the other fence, another plum tree. This is a very early summer pear. This is a later cherry, a pink type of cherry. Here you can see that the grapes are growing between the side of the house and the fence line, and a very large wild plum tree for shade there. So you can see that even in limited space, you can have plenty of fruit trees, nut bushes, perennial fruits and vegetables, as well as herbs, and greenhouses, and ample space outdoors for growing all the vegetables a small family needs.